Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will be discussing one of the most viral topics, I would say, in 2026, apart from the Chanel new collection, and it is weight loss, gym routines, different body types, different diets, healthy, non-healthy, all of those things. I'm really excited about that, but before we start, I want to make a disclaimer. I am not a professional. I am not a personal trainer. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have any education related to fitness. It is all my personal research, my personal experience, and everything I would say is just my own opinion. So if you don't like it, if you don't agree with it, it's all right. I'm just sharing what I've been through, what I've seen, what I've read, and maybe it will help you the way it helped me when I was watching other people's videos or asking ChatGPT about advice and all these things. So let's get started. The first thing I want to address is what is your goal? Because before you start, you have to really think about what you want to achieve when you go in this healthy lifestyle, diet, workout routine. Because I've tried and tested almost every workout that exists. I always had clear vision what I want, but I didn't always know how to achieve it. I have always been, I wouldn't say skinny, I would say slim fit. Even without working out, it's just my genetics, is the way my parents are or were, because they're in their 60s now, so of course things change, they don't really work out. You need to maintain what you already have. And this is when I disagree when people say, oh, it's all genetics, you were just born like this. No, I wasn't. Yes, I do have the base, but if you don't maintain that base, everything changes. Even though I was always skinny, most people consider me skinny. For our European standard, I consider myself normal, but that's alright, you can call it anything. So I've always had a nice body, but I was not working out until maybe 3 years ago is when I started consistently working out. Before that, I was going to the gym from time to time. I'm walking a lot my whole life. I love being outside. I love walking. I can do it for hours. So I think that also helps. My goal was to stay skinny while I am fit at the same time. What I really don't like is bulky, muscular body on a woman. I'm so sorry, this is just not my aesthetic. We have to differentiate. I'm more towards this skinny Slavic doll body than the weightlifting, strong gym type. When you want to work out your muscles and when you want to have these defined abs, for example, or toned arms, it's all good. Like, you can lift heavier, you can use lighter weights, but when it comes to the lower part of the body, for me is the main difference, and that's why you have to decide what you want, because depending on that, you will have to change the workout and you'll have to change your diet as well. I prefer a skinny but toned body. I just like it better. I hate when I see a dress, like a formal dress, and then you see those quads showing up. Yes, it shows you're working out, but does it look nice? Does it look feminine? Not really. This is my personal opinion. Again, if that's what you like, go for it by all means. So when I started working out and when I started doing my research, I started reading all those posts saying, oh, you have to lift really heavy if you want your bottom to look nice and round and all this, which is kind of true. But what I've noticed is that when I lift heavy and when I work out a lot, my lower body, I gain muscle so easily. My quads become huge. I mean, don't imagine huge, but huge for me and for my preference. So nowadays, I'm really careful how and how much I work out my lower parts, just because I really don't like this image, especially now in summer. I want to look good in my bikini, I want to look good in my shorts and like dresses and all, especially when I'm wearing heels. You know, everything looks even more toned, so you can easily see everything. The next logical step when you want to achieve something is the food. I have a terrible sweet tooth. I love chocolate in all its forms. I don't really eat like pastries or these waffles and stuff, but I love plain chocolate, any brand, any type, ice cream as well, anything that contains sugar. And it was really, really hard for me to cut on sugar. I haven't done it completely just because I don't think it's healthy either, but I tried to limit it. And I've also made a diet. I don't want to say a diet, but kind of figured out a way that works for me. And that is, when I'm here in Dubai, I am going to the gym every day. I am eating very healthy. The only sugar I eat, or I try to eat, is like natural sugar from fruit, because I love blueberries with my breakfast, sometimes a banana. Have to be careful with bananas though. And if I'm really, really craving a dessert after my meal, I am eating those protein puddings. They don't have added sugars. They do have sugar, but it's really low percentage. And they have 20 grams of protein, I believe, in each. It's like 200 ml pack. When it comes to protein, I have tried going very high on the protein, again because of the things I read. You need a lot of protein to maintain muscle. However, it's not for everyone. And again, this is my personal experience. I have noticed when I'm eating too much protein, that is considered a good dose for someone who wants to build muscle and maintain muscle, I look bulky. Again, I don't like it. If you see my arms now, this is the way I like them. But when I'm eating a lot of protein, I have like a layer on top of the muscle. So I cannot explain it, but I really don't like it. It happens when I take protein powders. Same goes for natural protein, because at some point, even now, recently, like 2-3 months ago, I was trying to take in a lot of protein because I wanted to get my muscles more defined and all of this for summer. But I noticed the same result. So you have to find the balance. You have to find what works for you, really. Not everything you read and you see is the same for everyone, and that's why we're all so different. That's why you should know your body, you should monitor the progress and decide. Another thing I want to talk about is supplements. As I already told you, I don't take protein, I don't take creatine or any of those things. I'm not in a phase where I want to achieve super visible results. I just want to look good and I want to feel good and I want to be healthy as much as possible. I've started reading a lot on longevity and like how those things affect you. The only thing I've been very consistent on is probiotics. It's probiotic with prebiotic. I just believe it helps me with bloating. I just tried different brands. I found one that works for me. I buy it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description box. Another thing I take all the time is powdered greens. And I know a lot of people are like, why would you do that? The reason why is because I don't really like vegetables, or most of the vegetables, so I don't really eat them. I like specific ones and they don't get me all the nutrients that I need. So my solution is those powdered greens. It's super easy. They don't taste like anything, like it's not a bad taste. It's just green powder and it contains I think 87, 88 ingredients. I found them in Australia in the Chemist Warehouse. I don't think they have it in Chemist Warehouse in Dubai, so I buy it from either Australia or New Zealand. And I use it every single day. You just put 2 teaspoons and that's it. Super easy. You drink it in the morning. I have it with my coffee because I drink coffee on empty stomach. I know it's so bad. Try to stop, but it's just a habit, and I drink the greens before the coffee, and I'm convincing myself that in that way it's not on empty stomach, which is not really true. It's not food, but at least it is something. Now, since we're talking about weight loss and fitness goals and all this, I cannot not address the elephant in the room, and that is all those viral injections. I don't want to mention brands and names and all that, but my opinion on that and the research I've done, not that I need it personally, but I have friends who are asking me like, oh, should I do it? Should I try it? I have friends who have tried it, and yes, you get the result, but this is not the purpose of those injections. First of all, I'm not gonna go into details how some people who actually need it cannot even afford it, or they cannot find it because of the other people who have the money and they buy it just because they want to be skinny. I don't support that. I really think that's bad, but that's another topic. And then all the side effects you can get from those, and you do get them, maybe not all of them, it's different from person to person, but you have to be very careful. And what I don't like is nowadays, I'm not gonna say all, but most of the doctors, they would just prescribe it to you for the money. They don't really care if you actually need it. They don't make you do tests. They don't track anything, and then it goes out of control. So you can read about side effects before you decide to do something like this. I believe if you want to lose weight, yes, it will be slower, but you have to have the inside will. You have to have the will inside you, and you have to be very consistent, and you can do it easily with calorie deficit and working out. Even if you've never worked out, you can start slowly, even walking on the treadmill or walking outside, even better. Then slowly starting lifting weights and Pilates, whatever you can do. Anything that you do will have a result as long as you're consistent. Another very popular thing is peptides. I still have mixed feelings about that. Some people use it for weight loss again, and some people use it for completely different things. We're all about being young, staying young, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I understand, but again, we don't have the long-term research because it's a very new thing. They're not new, but being used like this is new. So we don't know how it's gonna affect us in the long term. So for now, I'm not even thinking of starting. I'm gonna wait a year or two, see the results, and then decide. I was saying in the beginning that your genes play a very, very crucial part, and it is true because let's say I'm very easily gaining muscle. I don't really gain weight, but I also don't overeat. I've never been a person who overeats. However, when I was younger, let's say in my teens and stuff, I was going out all the time, I was drinking all the time, I was eating shitty food like crisps and whatnot. I was not really tracking my nutrients, none of this, but I never gained weight. So I know I am lucky in that sense, but with age, I think you start to take care of yourself more, you start doing your research, you're more careful with what you eat, what you drink. I'm not saying you have to stop everything. This is one thing for me. I need balance in my life. Otherwise, I can't function. For example, I told you when I'm in Dubai, I'm very strict, very healthy. But then when I travel, and I travel half of the time because this is my job, I am living my best life. I go to nice restaurants, I eat pizza, I eat pasta, I drink. I just live like a normal person. So it is 50-50 for me. I think this is the best way to do it. I still see the results. I still feel good. I think if you go into extremes, you're losing that balance and then everything goes downhill. It's just not who I am. Again, it's different from person to person. When we talk about this skinny Slavic doll body, we all know who I'm talking about. It's all over Instagram. And while some of them look good, others look scary. So again, it's all about balance. You can look good without going into the anorexic type of body. Also, everything on Instagram, on social media in general, is fake, and we all have to understand that because we all edit our pictures, our videos. No one looks that glamorous in real life. Yes, you can look good, you can do makeup, hair, jewelry, expensive clothing, and all that. But again, what you post, you have professional makeup, you have professional lighting and all this. I'm not even gonna discuss the filters we use, FaceApp, we're all there. I also use it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying you should understand that most people you see, 99% of what you see online is not the reality. As long as you're aware of that, that's fine. But if you start, because again, I know people who are like scrolling on Instagram and they're like, oh my god, she looks so beautiful and so skinny and this and that, she's so perfect, why am I not like this? And then they go into this depression. That's really bad. Think twice before you admire someone you've seen on Instagram. Depending on the goal you set for yourself, you will have to decide on what exercises to do. The body type you want to achieve is gonna define the workout you're gonna do, because if you want to have this skinny Pilates type of body, you have to do light weights, you have to stretch a lot, Pilates, yoga, maybe cardio, walking a lot. This is all going to help you towards that direction. And also calorie deficit and then maintaining the calories maybe if you want to stay consistent. But then if you want to build muscle, it's completely different topic. You have to lift heavy, you have to have completely different workout routine, and then you have to eat a lot. Not only protein in general, to gain weight and the muscle you need. I'm personally not a fan, so I cannot give you advice on that. There is a lot of information on the internet. You just have to choose what you like and decide what you want to do. In conclusion, I'm gonna say eat healthy, work out regularly. It's not only for the way you look, it's for the way you feel, it's for your own benefit. It's not all about the looks. I know we're all focused on this. We all want to look our best, but that's not the main goal. Let's not forget that. And then don't underestimate the rest. You need to get enough sleep and let your body recover in order for it to work properly. So sleep enough, drink a lot of water, also something people underestimate. If you don't really like water, buy electrolytes, buy some flavorful drinks, and then start slowly. Forget about fizzy drinks with or without sugar. That's so bad for you. Like, it doesn't contain anything good. If you have any questions or advice, please let me know. I'm very open to this. I'm really curious what worked for you, what is your body goals, how you maintain it, how you achieve it, and all of this. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.